afternoon, people. Uh, we have a doubt from an ethics class. So I have a question regarding ethics that we can rely on the class notes. Do we need to read anything else like vision material? See, who asked? Tanu, if genuinely, if I would have been in your shoes, that as in I have to give my attempt or something, first I would have relied on class notes to build my concepts. That I would have done from the class notes. But I would not have restricted myself to that. That is, I would have solved all my PYQs. That's one thing that gives me further heads up. And second thing, you have access to Vision ka mock test, right? See, in ethics paper or in papers like society or for that matter even social justice, जहाँ इतना subjectivity है, you can't cover everything. That's not possible. So what happens is that, let us suppose you appear for the mock test and you solved some 10 questions out of which you knew 5 or 6 but you didn't know remaining 4. Don't take it as a bothering thing. That's an opportunity. Now prepare those 4 topics. हो सकता है वो क्वेश्चन रिपीट ना हो बट वो टॉपिक तो आ ही सकता है ना. सो रिमेनिंग 4 थिंग्स बिकम्स द सोर्स ऑफ प्रिपरेशन. एंड इफ आई टेल यू देयर आर फ्यू सब्जेक्ट्स जिसके लिए आपकी मॉक टेस्ट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाते हैं. जैसे कि एक सब्जेक्ट होता है एथिक्स, तो उसके लिए हम क्या करेंगे, नॉट ओनली दिस ईयर्स विजन का मतलब द टेस्ट सीरीज, यू माइट गेट एक्सेस टू द प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर्स फ्रॉम द मार्केट ऑल्सो. ठीक है, आप एक साल का क्वेश्चन पेपर और उठा लो, तो अब आपके पास 2 साल के क्वेश्चन पेपर्स हो गए एंड सॉल्व दैट. तो पीवाईक्यूज प्लस एनी 2 years का पेपर सॉल्व कर लो मॉक के, बिकॉज आंसर फॉर्मेट्स आर राइट इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. On in that case, if you know the answer, good for you. Even if you don't know the answer, prepare the content from the answer format, and that is how you further enrich the material that you have prepared. That's the best thing to do. So regarding the material which is being provided, you can just flip through it. If there is something that you have not covered, then you can have a reference to it. But otherwise I would say कि conceptual preparation के लिए जितना simple content रखोगे उतना बेहतर है. क्यों? उसको बार बार revise कर सकते हो. The more you revise, the more you understand, the more you can apply. So in that context, I'll say that you can stick to the classroom material, but do practice your PYQs, do practice your mock test, and if possible, just pick up one last year's mock test as well, because we don't repeat the questions, so you will get a variety of questions to be solved. That is how the preparation has to be done. Is that clear? Okay. And today we will be starting with society. So to proceed with society, there would be a slight change in the pedagogy, and the reason is ethics may you can still create your arguments. Society may you can't create. You have to have the knowledge that what is happening around. For example, many a times the definition in ethics is also created. जैसे अब हमने कोई भी वैल्यू पे पढ़ा या हमने एटीट्यूड पे पढ़ा, तो मैंने वैल्यूज के लिए बोल दिया दे आर नथिंग बट जनरलाइज्ड प्रेफरेंसेस. That's a absolutely fine definition. Or I said values are long lasting beliefs based on preferences. That is also fine. Or I can say that values are guiding principle with respect to behavior. You are just creating your definitions. Society में ऐसा नहीं. Society mein, when you prepare a concept, you prepare it from a perspective, right? So if I give you a definition of society, so whether I'm quoting Anthony Giddens here or I am quoting MacIver here, so you have to you don't need to remember the thinkers, but whatever we are going to discuss in society would be from the perspective of sociological scholars. Is that very clear? So the first disclaimer, from now onwards till the last lecture, approximately 19 to 20 lectures involving both society and social justice. So it would be covering your 10 questions, because every year it's a standard pattern. From society you get 6 questions. Depending upon the weightage of the individual question, it can vary from 75 to 90, but there will be 6 questions, and there will be 4 questions in your GS paper 2 social justice. So in total 10 questions with certainty. So investing 20 lectures to answer 10 questions in mains is not a bad bet. It is a decent investment which you can afford. Is that clear? The second important thing, that whatever now onwards I'm going to say in the class, they just have 2 sources. One, either the sociological scholars, or second, the current affairs. Nothing that I'll say in the class is my or is going to be my personal opinion. So everything which I'm going to quote at max, ये हो सकता है कि मैं thinkers आपको लिखवाऊंगी नहीं क्योंकि उसकी आपको जरूरत नहीं है, लेकिन जो भी हम पढ़ेंगे वो scholarly perspective ही होगा. And if there is something which is relevant from contemporary time, the source would be newspaper. Otherwise nothing else would be discussed. Is that very clear? So ये कहने का मतलब ये है that you should have that much of surety that the credibility of arguments would be there. Is that making sense for everyone? ठीक है. Now let's just quickly start with this. The first aspect how we are going to begin is, first we need to have a genuine understanding that what is the purpose of preparing for society. और उसका सिर्फ एक रीजन है, the better you understand the purpose, the more you will be able to channelize your preparation. So my first question to everyone in the class is, why do we study, or why are we studying Indian society? Anyone in the class? For the people. That is why you should study society. Fine, I'll take this point. Anything else? Anything else? हाँ. एक जनरल अवेयरनेस होनी चाहिए. सेकेंडली, यू आर गोइंग टू बी अ सिविल सर्वेंट हु इज गोइंग टू प्रिपेयर पॉलिसीज फॉर द सोसाइटी, सो यू शुड हैव द अंडरस्टैंडिंग अबाउट द नुआंसेस ऑफ द सोसाइटी. नाउ व्हाट? Let's say you know the nuances, you have the awareness about discourses. To connect with the people, to have a broader understanding of their problems, it is important. Along with problems, ultimately it is the solution that you need to provide. The first and foremost thing that we said is to generate awareness or sensitization of officials, which you are going to be, with respect to nuances or discourses of Indian society. Second, as you suggested, to provide effective solution with respect to problems of society. That is to ensure good governance. This is what we are assuming, that this might be the reason why we are studying Indian society. But if you ask me, to be very honest, the most important reason why you and me are studying Indian society is to develop a perspective. नहीं तो बिना इंडियन सोसाइटी पढ़े भी तो ये सारे इश्यूज पढ़ रहे हो. सेक्युलरिज्म पढ़ ही रहे हो. सेक्युलरिज्म पढ़ते ही है. यू डू टॉक अबाउट कम्युनलिज्म, यू टॉक अबाउट रीजनलिज्म. जब आप इंटर मतलब स्टेट रिवर वाटर डिस्प्यूट्स वगैरह पढ़ते हो पॉलिटी में, तो आप रीजनलिज्म वगैरह तो पढ़ते ही हो ना. इकोनॉमी पढ़ रहे हो, एनवायरमेंट पढ़ रहे हो, साइंस एंड टेक पढ़ रहे हो, आर्ट एंड कल्चर हिस्ट्री पढ़ रहे हो, सब कुछ पढ़ रहे हो. But the thing is that why they are making you study this subject separately? Because if you are aware of it, 2013 से पहले the subject was not there. After 2013, when syllabus got changed, then Indian society was incorporated. ऐसा नहीं था. In fact, the topics which are incorporated in Indian society वो पहले भी पूछे जाते थे. I gave my attempt 2010, 11, 12. All 3 years there was an essay on women. There were questions on tribes. There were questions on communalism and caste. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि ये topics were not asked before. But UPSC has incorporated this as a separate section in your syllabus. Is they are expecting more than this. Something beyond this. Knowing the problem and providing the solution is one aspect of it. Now they are expecting you to develop a perspective. They are expecting you to have a what process. I'll give you an example to explain you this. Although you might not have studied, but have you heard about tribals? Everyone? So you need to tell me to what extent you agree. Can we say a general idea about tribals is they are homogeneous, they are geographically isolated, there exists a shyness of contact, they have a distinct culture, they have a distinct means of livelihood. Can we say a standard understanding of tribes is that these are the 5 characteristic feature? अभी मैं पढ़ा नहीं रही भाई, मैं सिर्फ समझा रही हूँ, तो ये 5 characteristic समझ है. Can I say that prior to coming of Britishers, these characteristics were intact, but when the Britishers came, their isolation started getting eroded because the outside forces were penetrating in their area. And कौन थे outside forces? For example, traders, revenue farmers, money lenders, they were the ones who were entering in their area during the British period. ठीक है, थोड़ा बहुत modern history में पढ़ा होगा इस बारे में. And the moment these people were coming to their area, can I say, after that their alienation started from their own land. On their own land, they were getting reduced to the status of sharecropper, tenant, लैंडलेस लेबर. क्या मैं ये कह सकती हूँ? ये सब पढ़ा है, ठीक है. फिर आपने मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री में ये भी पढ़ा होगा that their relation with the forest was also undergoing a change because the laws were made during that time. Acts आए थे, forest act and everything, because of which jhum cultivation and all were forbidden. Their access to minor forest produce were denied to them. So can I say that because of all these developments, there was a sense of deprivation among them? And that is the reason it gave rise to various revolts during the British period. You have Santhal rebellion, coal uprising, Munda revolt. ये सब हुआ था. So now let's come to the point. At the time of independence, the biggest challenge was tribal consolidation. ठीक है? तो प्रॉब्लम क्या है? Tribal consolidation. I'm still saying I'm not teaching, we are just discussing. So the problem was tribal consolidation. Now, at the time of independence, if you have heard, there were certain policies suggested to the leadership. One of the policy was isolation, which was suggested by Verrier Elvin. They said that tribals are very special people, so they should be kept in isolation so that their distinct culture, their structure, their identity can be preserved and conserved. Is that clear? But then there come again another person whose name was G.S. Ghure. He is also known as father of Indian sociology. He said, nahi, we don't need isolation. These tribals are backward because they are not properly absorbed in the society. They are nothing but backward Hindus. So they don't have to be kept in isolation. You just need to absorb them within the mainstream society. So what he suggested was assimilation. Just for your reference, assimilation का सिर्फ इतना मतलब होता है, ये dominant culture है. These are the individual cultures. So individuals from these culture, they are getting absorbed in the dominant culture to the extent that their individual identities are lost. This is nothing but assimilation. That was being suggested by G.S. Ghure, to which enters into the picture the leadership of that time, and he said, neither isolation is required nor assimilation. What is required is integration, which means tribals should progress, but they should progress in their own way. मतलब absorb them in the mainstream society, but their individual culture needs to be respected. Is that very clear? अब यही रुकते हैं. ये 3 theories, 3 ideology पता चली थी. अब आपके सामने प्रॉब्लम क्या है? Tribal consolidation. The solution to the problem, can I say,